Welcome back to part 2. This just gets better and better. You don't want to miss it. Let's jump in. Let's cover it. Let's go. Now, you should know that Harry and Meghan were invited by the vice president. She gave a speech right before they arrived saying she invited them because she felt sorry for them. She was moved by their story on Netflix. Now, we also all know that Harper's Bazaar, which is a very Sussex sympathetic publication, is going with them this time instead of People magazine because, as I said, they're trying very hard to control the narrative and make sure this time that every picture that comes out is glossy and perfect and there's no embarrassing moments like there was in Nigeria. You should also know that in this woman's speech, she pulled the Diana card saying Diana was scheduled to come to us before she lost her life, and now her son has arrived to continue his philanthropic work. I mean, it didn't take long. So Harry and Meghan arrived, gave the vice president and her partner an unspecified personal gift. Then they had a closed door tea and coffee hour so that nobody could watch them. They stayed at that residence for half an hour and then they headed off to a school. It was reported that there were police cars, vans, armed soldiers. They were all deployed to protect Harry and Meghan in this ridiculous ring of steel. They had roads blocked off. Residents were on lengthy detours to get to their homes, or they had to wait at checkpoints for events to finish so they could carry on. Unbelievable. Now, one of the reasons why she invited her was due to the cyberbullying. They're saying that this vice president was the victim of over 12,000 racist comments on social media last year, and she's been the target of death threats. I don't suppose that could have anything to do with the fact that she uses helicopters like their Ubers, it's been reported, and she spent millions of dollars of taxpayer money to build a house instead of living in the vice president residence. She's just like Harry and Meghan and their use of Invictus funds. Same thing. So I want to thank the Sidley twins for pointing this out. Apparently, this vice president tried to create a fraudulent ministry of equality, and it was completely shot down. You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but their reputation in Colombia is so bad that in 2012, Colombia launched a advertisement that said, and I'm quoting, "Where the bloody hell are you?" saying the only risk is wanting to stay. And obviously that was an awkward, reference to the fact that they're known as a cocaine-encrusted hotbed of drugs, guns, and guerrilla sorts who like to go around and kidnap, journalists, or actually, as it turns out, 54 who have gone missing or been killed in the last 2 decades. We do know that Colombia is using taxpayer-funded money to go ahead and pay for Harry and Meghan's security, but we don't know who's paying for the hotel and the flights. We have yet to heard how they arrived there. I have a sneaking suspicion it was a private jet. So let's move on to what happened next while they were there. You guys remember this dress? This is the gold dress she wore during the fake car chase, and this is the dress she wore in Nigeria. So Harry and Meghan apparently arrived at the school and she's in the exact same dress. I'm beginning to think that this is the only designer that's giving her freebies. The keyhole is there. It's the exact same dress with the slit all the way up the front. Now, let me just say that in this particular instance, Meghan sits down and I think she realizes now that maybe she shouldn't be showing so much, thigh and leg. She tries to keep the dress over her legs. She tries to make it look more, more presentable, okay? She and Harry are not talking. She and Harry are not touching. That's another thing. They're starting to act more like William and Catherine do, where they don't touch in public. They're more, they're trying to act more, I guess the word is dignified. Now, when the whole thing is over, they walk up to take the pictures. Harry and Meghan clap at these people like they're small children. These are actually adults. I'm not kidding. And of course, they turn around and they go to take the obligatory selfies and pictures together, as they always do. Meghan laughs here. "Oh, Harry! Oh, you're so funny." Now, you see the lady in the gray there with her hand up? Over here, people. Look over here. We're going to have the pictures for Archwell over here. She look familiar to you? And then here she is after Harry takes a selfie. She puts her hand behind Harry. I don't know what she's blocking him from. Like, you guys back up. Don't touch Harry. You see her? She's still in the gray silver outfit. And she does the same thing now. She's obviously trying to hurry them along and get them out of the building. Well, I don't remember her name, but there she is at the Variety Women's event that she went to, where Meghan got on the red carpet and wouldn't get off the red carpet, and the next person was waiting to come down, and she literally had to push Meghan down the carpet to get her off. Do you guys remember that? Or how about in Nigeria when she was putting her hand behind Meghan to keep the Sussex squad away from her? You guys remember that? And here she is at the school trying to get the kids to stand up and wave. She's like, come on, wave goodbye to them. They're leaving. You get it? Like, it's all staged. Now, this was very interesting. When the vice president got up and started talking in Spanish, Meghan was sitting there, nodding her head and going, like she understood everything the woman was saying. But it's very obvious that Meghan does not speak Spanish. Here's a picture of her with the kids. Let me zoom in for you. That is a translator thing. If she speaks fluent Spanish, she shouldn't need that. And also a big thank you to Nancy Sidley for this, because Meghan is wearing a microphone again. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. There you go. That is a microphone. Of course, they're taping for Archewell. Now, I want you guys to remember that one of the reasons why she's going there is because of the bullying. Remember, it's all about cyberbullying. And we also know that the gentleman that quit their job, his job there at Archewell 3 months after starting. And this post that you're seeing above was put by the Sussex squad. Feel free to pause the screen and read this. You definitely want to read this. But I'm not worried. I mean, after all, Harry and Meghan are all about cyberbullying. I'm sure they'll speak out, right? I'm sure they'll speak up and say something. Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath. Now, I'd like to point something out to you that was brought up by Resting Dollface. She was absolutely correct. The Archewell site has Meghan front and center in everything. Colombia coverage has the vice president and Harry, but the Colombia VP, the stuff that she puts out, she makes it all about herself. It's a little scary. A big thank you to Remoulade Sauce for, of course, showing us what Harry and Meghan wore for their first outfit and for their second outfit. Oh my. Now, in the middle of all of this, back in the UK, Harry and Meghan are being absolutely scolded for their hypocrisy for using this trip to Colombia while they continue to claim that the UK is too unsafe for them to visit. If anything, I think Harry just sunk his case. Seriously, like a judge is going to think that it's too unsafe for Harry to come to the UK, but it's okay for them to go to Colombia? Now, a blind item came out a few days ago, basically saying that Harry and Meghan's itinerary still wasn't set, but apparently Meghan has requested to go to one of the emerald mines. We know she wanted one of Diana's emeralds as an engagement ring, and the family refused to deconstruct Diana's necklace, so I guess she'll be getting one of those as a gift. Now, we all know that Archie is supposed to start kindergarten, school in Montecito. I looked it up. Even kindergarten starts on August 22nd. So they will be returning home about the 19th or the 20th. So they should be home for that. I'm predicting you won't see any pictures because, as I've said before, the United States is dangerous, and I think they're going to have Archie homeschooled. I don't believe that they're going to put him in a public school, even a fancy school with other stars' children. I just don't think that's going to happen. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, put your comments down below, and then go into the description box, and you're going to find the links to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, my Patreon, which is currently paused, my Amazon wish list, and a physical address in case there's something you want to send. For those of you who've donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.